This is Leonard Cohen reading some poems from my book, Let Us Compare Mythologies. For Wilf and His House. When young, the Christians told me how we pinned Jesus like a lovely butterfly against the wood, and I wept beside paintings of Calvary at velvet wounds and delicate twisted feet. But he could not hang softly long, your fighters so proud with bugles, bending flowers with their silver stain. And when I faced the ark for counting, trembling underneath the burning oil, the meadow of running flesh turned sour, and I kissed away my gentle teachers, warned my younger brothers. Among the young and turning great of the large nations, innocent of the spiked wish and the bright crusade, there I could sing my heathen tears between the somersaults and chestnut battles, love the distant saint who fed his arm to flies, mourn the crushed ant, and despise the reason of the heel. Raging and weeping are left on the early road. Now each in his holy hill, the glittering and hurting days are almost done. Then let us compare mythologies. I have learned my elaborate lie of soaring crosses and poisoned thorns, and how my fathers nailed him like a bat against a barn to greet the autumn and late hungry ravens as a hollow yellow sign. Beside the shepherd. Beside the shepherd dreams the beast of laying down with lions. The youth puts away his singing reed and strokes the consecrated flesh. Glory, glory, shouts the grass, shouts the brick, as from the cliff the gorgeous fallen sun rolls slowly on the promised city. Naked running through the mansion, the boy with news of the Messiah forgets the message for his father, enjoying the marble against his feet. Well, finally it has happened, imagine someone in another house, staring one more minute out his window before waking up his wife. Poem. I heard of a man who says words so beautifully that if he only speaks their name, women give themselves to him. If I am dumb beside your body, while silence blossoms like tumors on our lips, it is because I hear a man climb stairs and clear his throat outside our door. Lovers. During the first pogrom, they met behind the ruins of their homes, sweet merchants trading, her love for a history full of poems. And at the hot ovens, they cunningly managed a brief kiss before the soldier came to knock out her golden teeth. And in the furnace itself, as the flames flamed higher, he tried to kiss her burning breasts as she burned in the fire. Later, he often wondered, was their barter completed, while men around him plundered and knew he had been cheated. The sparrows. Catching winter in their carved nostrils, the traitor birds have deserted us, leaving only the dullest brown sparrows for spring negotiations. I told you we were fools to have them in our games, but you replied, they are only wind-up birds who strut on scarlet feet so hopelessly far from our curled fingers. I had moved to warn you, but you only adjusted your hair and ventured, their wings are made of glass and gold, and we are fortunate not to hear them splintering against the sun. Now the hollow nests sit like tumors or petrified blossoms between the wire branches. And you, an innocent scientist, question me on these brown sparrows, whether we should plant our yards with breadcrumbs or mark them with the black, persistent crows whom we hate and stone. But what shall I tell you of migrations, when in this empty sky the precise ghosts of departed summer birds still trace old signs, or of desperate flights, when the dimmest flutter of a colored wing excites all our favorite streets to delight in imaginary spring? Warning. If your neighbor disappears, oh, if your neighbor disappears, the quiet man who raked his lawn, the girl who always took the sun, never mention it to your wife. Never say at dinner time, "Whatever happened to that man who used to rake his lawn?" Never say to your daughter as you're walking home from church, "Funny thing about that girl, I haven't seen her for a month." And if your son says to you, "Nobody lives next door, they've all gone away," send him to bed with no supper, because it can spread, and one fine evening coming home, your wife and daughter and son, they'll have caught the idea and will be gone. Les vieux. Northeastern lunch with rotting noses and tweed caps, huddling in thick coats and mumbling confidential songs to ancient friends, the public men of Montreal. And in parks with strange children who listen to sad lies in exchange for whistles carved from wet maple branches. In Phillips Square on newspaper-covered benches, unaware of St. Catherine Street or gray and green pigeons inquiring between their boots. Public men, letters of references crumbling in wallets, speaking all the languages of Montreal. Elegy. Do not look for him in brittle mountain streams. They are too cold for any god. And do not examine the angry rivers for shreds of his soft body, or turn the shore stones for his blood. But in the warm, salt ocean, he is descending through cliffs of slow green water, and the hovering colored fish kiss his snow-bruised body and build their secret nests in his fluttering winding sheet.